After testing salt water versus fresh water, I will now test hot versus cold water to see if temperature has a difference in any of these sensors readings. Here I have a full measuring cup of hot water. Additionally, I've cleaned off both wire ends from the previous testing to make sure there's no salt or water on them. Additionally, I have plugged them into the 5-volt end to make sure that they are giving me the accurate readings that they should be giving me, which is 5 volts in this case, as they are on the channel with 5 volts passing through it. I will now dip both of these ends into the hot water to see if temperature has a difference in the accuracy for the voltage reader. After dipping both wire ends in, the voltage reader is giving me a higher reading than it should be, as there is no salt content whatsoever in this measuring cup. As I used a completely new measuring cup, I'm getting a reading closer to that when 5 tablespoons of salt was added to the water, showing that this voltage reader does not ideally work under these conditions of hot water. After testing the voltage water and hot water, I will now test the depth sensor to see how temperature affects this sensor as well. I have again measured out about 24 millimeters of water in depth and will run the code for fresh water, as this is fresh water and not salty water. I will now run the code. Again, in similarity with the voltage reader, these outputs are much higher than what they were with room temperature water, showing how temperature can adversely affect the calibrations and the sensors on these voltage reader and depth sensor. The code has stopped running and has given us what happened before with salt, a much higher reading than the actual depth of this water. It was about 24 millimeters, and we are off by 20 millimeters. With the new calibrations for the depth sensor, I will now test it in hot water. After adjustments to the code, we are able to get the correct 24 millimeters, give or take the human error, that is in the measuring cup.